at 8 in the morning.
Hey folks, we're back.
An arrestable event. Where? There is a training for this on 9/7 at 67th Street. It's by the Federal Building at 12:30 on Saturday the 7th. If you have a pen, please write it down. This is being put together by Idle No More.
All right,
.org. Concerned Scientists and Occupy will be there, just because I like the earth, I like living here, and you know what, this is my home and I'm going to defend it. And whether that makes me a radical or not, I find it a survival skill, you know. So I would love to see all of you there at the training. It's a non-violent direct action, non-violent, but it is an arrestable action. So unless you go to the training, I would suggest you not get involved in the arrestable action, but do what you want. You are Occupy, you always do what you want. Go where you want, sit where you want. We're Occupy, that's what we do. If you're interested in this training, please come find me online. On Twitter, I am Seed Bombs with a Z for Change. Seed Bombs for Change. Or Nanda Uganda, or Betty Beekeeper. Anything close to that. You'll find me. I'm always on there because I'm a big dork. All right. Thank you.
Well, Betty, do you have any flyers for that?
No, because I just got put on media yesterday.
Okay. Well, afterwards.
I'll take a sign and put it somewhere.
Cool. Oh, Mindy. Mindy, are you ready? Everybody just turn your heads this way and I can... Oh.
Alright,
Okay, I'm going to read just a little portion of one of my favorite books, Howard Zinn's People's History of the United States.
Yay, People's History.
People who are not very political or politicized, and they're curious to know about what's going on and how we got to where we are. I always recommend this book because it really helped me to understand the real history of this country that I was born and raised in. So I'm just going to read a little section. So the part I'm going to read is about the Homestead strike in Pennsylvania, and this was back in, I think, 1890, 92? Okay. And so I'm just going to read from this. It was a Carnegie Steel plant in Homestead, Pennsylvania, and the people were on strike there for an 8-hour workday. In the midst of the Homestead strike, a young anarchist from New York named Alexander Berkman, in a plan prepared by anarchist friends in New York, including his lover Emma Goldman, came to Pittsburgh and entered the office of Henry Clay Frick, determined to kill him. Berkman's aim was poor. He wounded Frick and was overwhelmed, then tried and found guilty of attempted murder. He served 14 years in the state penitentiary. His Prison Memoirs of an Anarchist gave a graphic description of the assassination attempt and his years in prison. When he changed his mind about the usefulness of assassinations, but remained a dedicated revolutionary, Emma Goldman's autobiography, Living My Life, conveys the anger, the sense of injustice, the desire for a new kind of life that grew among the young radicals of the day. The year 1893 saw the biggest economic crisis in the country's history. After several decades of a wild industrial growth, financial manipulation, uncontrolled speculation, and profiteering, it all collapsed. 642 banks failed, and 16,000 businesses closed down. Out of the labor force of 15 million people, 3 million were unemployed. No state government voted relief, but mass demonstrations all over the country forced city governments to set up soup kitchens and give people work on the streets or parks. In New York City, in Union Square, Emma Goldman addressed a huge meeting of the unemployed and urged those whose children needed food to go into the stores and take it.
Yeah!
She was arrested for inciting to riot and sentenced to 2 years in prison. In Chicago, it was estimated that 200,000 people were without work. The floors and stairways of city halls and the police station packed every night with the homeless men trying to sleep. The Depression lasted for years and brought waves of strikes throughout the country. The largest of these was the nationwide strike of railroad workers in 1894 that began the Pullman Company in Illinois just outside of Chicago. So I read this section because I want people to know that what we're experiencing now is just a replication of decades of failures, bank failures, government failures. This system of capitalism doesn't work, it never has worked, and it only makes us fail. Our children fail, our society fails, and now the world is failing because of this, quote, global capitalism. It's a failure. This is why we occupy, because we deserve and our children deserve a future that is worth living.
Oh, Mindy!
James, the list. My memory's not good enough. I turned my list to somebody else.
Yeah, who's got the
Has
stats?
Sarah read already?
James?
Sarah, where did Sarah go? Sarah read?
The list. John.
Get the new camera out.
Oh, here we go.
The only thing I don't like about it is the battery only lasts an hour. But this is actually a phone too.
My name is John.
Okay, you want me to
Recently
say
priced.
hello into it?
Well, you're saying hello right now, Carol. This is Carol Harvey.
Hi.
And you can check her out on YouTube.
Yeah,
What's your channel?
Carol Harvey SF.
Okay.
This is
And
where all
she
of
has
my-
wonderful YouTube videos for your enjoyment and edification. And we
Say
got a
that,
new
say
speaker coming
that
up.
on this clip, Clark. I have, go ahead, say
What?
that again, I'm videoing. you
Oh,
now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, check out Carol Harvey SF on YouTube. That's YouTube/channel/Carol Harvey SF.
And you're Freeman
Some great
Sullivan.
videos. I'm Freeman Sullivan. You can check me out as well on YouTube. I also have a website called Activist Stream. I also have another website called sixthstreet.org, SIXST.org. I'm looking for reporters, videographers.
Well, I got a little practice today, just a little practice.
All right, so check it out.
Yeah, it didn't say much. I mean, I didn't really put my imprint on it. I just kind of tried to train the camera on people as much as possible.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was very much like what I'm doing right now on this camera.
Yeah.
Amazingly.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But you have to stay in the moment. And there's also people that like to chat with you when you're online. It's just,
Except that you have a line of patter. I've watched your live streams, and it's really fun to listen to you talk. Because,
Oh.
I mean, you're a good talker.
oh, good. Yeah, I always thought so too. I really like chatting with people, especially. And it's my favorite form of communication.
You're like doing it right now.
Yeah.
Except I'm videoing you and you're live streaming me.
I've been doing it like 40 years. So,
It's great.
since I was a little kid.
Oh,
So-
story there, Clark.
Yeah, lots of. Yeah, I could probably tell you lots of them. You know, very colorful.
You got me interested in doing that, and I haven't, I'm so tied up in what I do with this, I haven't extracted
Well,
myself
what is
yet.
needed is to push for some real. What we really need to do is do some real fundraising. Right.
I thought you got all
I have a
kinds
tax
of
ID
money
number.
from the
Yeah, I do.
NSA and CIA
I know.
and
Well,
the
no, that money
DWO
goes
and
pretty
the-
quick.
Huh?
Because that's just a salary. That's not much money. The money was spent a long time ago, girl. And just be careful because we're broadcasting live.
Oh, yeah, hey.
That's what I'm
Okay,
trying to say. Safe.
forget everything.
Yeah.
Forget everything. We
Yeah,
didn't
everything
have
you
this
just heard.
conversation. You can take it out anyway, can't you?
No, I'm gonna. Once it's up there, it's out there.
Oh.
But now what we need to do is like, we have real ways of raising money now, and like you really need to give them me and communicate because now we have a way of like approaching corporations and people that have money, which I don't like to do, but it has to be done. because everybody's poor and we need equipment and we need more server space.
Over half a century ago,
And people are willing to give money. It doesn't take that
told
much
us
to keep this thing going. So,
told their people
for you out there in the
all
audience,
their woes
if you
were
want
the
to
work
support our
of
live
small
streaming,
groups.
we're getting ready to do it
Somehow
in
maintaining
a pretty
total
big way. I don't want to get in the way of
control
this
in
guy
spite of the
speaking.
fact that they were a tiny
like
fraction of the populace.
Am I going to be able to look at this
Fast
tonight?
forward a little and it was
Maybe.
the communists or some evil plot to fluoridate our water, according to the John Burke Society. Fast forward a little more and Lyndon LaRouche tells us that the British control the world, while David Icke tells us that no, it's really the reptiles. Thousands upon thousands of conspiracies, each somehow with total control, total responsibility for every single thing that goes wrong. Well, the truth of the matter is, the natural order of human activity is conspiracy. Have you debated with a fellow occupier over which tactic would best win the hearts and minds of the undecided? Then you are a conspirator. You are the Illuminati. The power is ours. There are, of course, Congress has conspiracies within it, conspiracies within conspiracies. Put together 100 OTO members, you should have by then at least 90 separate covens, each with its own high priest or priestess. Keep going, it just keeps
This has a great
growing.
zoom on it too. This has a really good zoom on it too.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw that.
Image stabilization.
And I think I have made my point.
Technology jumping in leaps and bounds every day.
Hey, dude, that was
Sure
crap.
helps us out.
Makes it a
Well,
lot
that
easier.
brings
Battery
us
sucks
to
on this one.
knowledge.
I can't find any good batteries. that
Ironically, I
last
can't
more than an
find it right now. Oh,
My
stand
phone.
the distance.
I ran my phone out for.
Now, we've all composted it to the last person on the list of this first part of the set. So we'll open the
This battery's in this one over.
set after
Oh, that's
knowledge
right.
has spoken.
I really think we're going to be on the news. We can watch the news right now if you want. Is it 6 yet?
Yeah, it's 6:20.
Oh shit, we missed it.
Just to make this real quick, I think the most important thing is liberty and freedom of the people. Now, when you have people that say things like capitalism is now bad, we now have to think that's what made this country big and strong now. But now it's rigged, right? Now it's more of a fascist type corporate capitalism that makes true capitalism now bad. I love my own property. I love to have my own things. And I feel that at some point, conspiracies within these conspiracies are now designed to think, okay, this system is now bad. Now, what I believe is set to come, the next card in the game, martial law. What do you do when they come after your damn guns? I'm also a guy, I'm pro-gun. I believe in now having a gun. The right to have a gun is my own Second Amendment right, because if they can come after the first, then they can also come after the second.
Right on, you guys.
Thank you. I know.
And we're live here from Chelsea Manning Plaza.
Oh, yeah, we're in rain check status now.
We're having an open mic right now. Peoples are speaking out.
It's open mic.
Pirate Mike is the MC.
That confused me.
Okay, for a lot of you people who came out here today, we've been circulating among you, letting you know that there's going to be a group of us that are not going to leave the plaza. We're going to try to take and hold the plaza through the boat race in protest of the millions of dollars that went to the boat race instead of the people. It's a small group of people that we have right now that are going to start. We're hoping it's going to grow over the next couple of weeks. This is something that everybody should get on board. We have to do something. They are destroying our planet, destroying our way of life, destroying everything that's important to us. And I'm not seeing enough action anyplace. What I want everybody here to do is to just get on the same page. Let's get organized. A small group of people here are going to have some assets that we're going to let everybody know about, let everybody start using, so everybody can get on the same page with like activities that are going on. Actually, groups are not being circulated. We don't know what each other's doing, so I'm going to make the Occupy San Francisco CA page open to everybody to post on. Everything can be put out there for people to look at. We've got James back. We've got a Twitter portal. I do the Facebook. When we're out here, we're going to try to keep it as live as possible. The cops are going to come. We know what we're up against. We're not scared of the cops. We held it down for 8 months last year in front of the Federal Reserve. They know what we're going to do. We've got the law on our side. We've got the Constitution on our side. What we don't have is the people. We need you guys to help us with this. We need you to spread the word that we're out here, and we can't let the cops crush us this time. 3 weeks, that's all we need. We can make a spectacle in front of the #1 tourist attraction in the city of San Francisco during an international boat race. This is worldwide. We can be seen finally. Let's do this.
Okay, so that was Mike 1. Mike 2 is right here. It had an addendum that I proposed we put together an ad hoc committee formed with the express intent to assert our presence here for the next 3 weeks through the boat race. So somebody needs to put together a statement towards that impact. What was next?
I am gonna rap, I just don't know when.
CIA wanted to go.
And for everybody that's watching, we're down here at the Embarcadero.
Yeah, good. Okay. Thank you.
Occupiers.
Mic check. Mic check.
Mike, check. Good.
Hey, really good to see everybody come out. Remember some good times pushing forward. Keep pushing on. This is Labor Day.
Labor Day.
I started working minimum wage. My first job was, I think it was $1.60 an hour. And it was really lousy work, okay? And I read a really crummy boss, okay? Who even at $1.65, she was cheating me on hours. They caught her later and they paid me a check. This is Labor Day. It's talking about rights as a worker, to work in a safe place, to make a fair living wage so you can take care of your family. Workers in this country are being abused by major corporations who have had great profits and are obliged to share in this country. At least worldwide, that's a bigger picture. Let's go. That's great. Because there's a lot more countries, I think, that are more oppressed than we are. I mean, just try speaking up in some of these countries, and you're gone.
Yeah, you
At least
disappear.
in this one, you can speak up, and you can actually make things move. So we all should. We do. And I thank all of you for coming out, and I'm happy to see such a nice display.
It's Labor Day. Occupation. Hey, wait, who's the next 5? Hey,
Okay, well, I just went into the Hyatt with a friend to use the restroom, and interestingly, they have a display on Alcatraz. And aside from being a terrible prison, which was kind of the model for Pelican Bay, that was its darkest period, but it was also an occupation. And in the exhibit, they used the word occupation. It was an occupation by Native American people. I think it was called the All Tribes Occupation. And apparently that occupation worked to advance Native American sovereignty. Certainly not as much as it should have, but better than it was. So that was an early example of an occupation, and it worked. And if you want to use, check it out, and don't mess it up in there because we need to go use the bathroom. But check out the exhibit. And all right, that's all I got on my mind at the moment.
open up another stack?
Yeah, another stack, another stack.
Come on,
We're all hanging out down here at Kelsey Manning Plaza here in San Francisco.
It's now 6:26. I'm ready to open up another stack of funny pancakes. So I kind of liked it. The other night I was judging a comedy contest. These comedians were all vying for a chance for all-night free beer. And a 12-minute set at the Lagunitas Brewery, which I was like, that's a kick-ass prize, dude. Remember, he's on the judging panel, right? So it was funny. They were like, Louis from the Occupy Library was there. He did a fantastic set. He was in my top 4 in my elimination rounds. I broke it down to 4 of them, and the girl was really funny too. She had this bit about, you know, how beer and semen were so similar because they're bitter, but it's an acquired taste, and, you know, men have it.
That's pretty much what it's at.
It was pretty raunchy set, you know, but she basically
A little bit of story to
I
go
love
with it.
beer. I just don't
Glad I'll
get
be
it
here
on
next
beer.
Idea of why.
So,
Vlad will be here on
that
October
was
the
a
5th.
second tier
I
joke.
said Vlad will be here on October the 5th.
Anybody want to get on stack
It's good to
for
keep
like
him as busy
real
as
to be a
possible.
real comedian here and a funny guy?
We're
like
going to move
me?
away from the speakers, I think.
He was on stack. This is his rain check set.
Nobody is watching probably, so I'm just going to test out the camera because this is a prototype camera that we're wanting to provide to live streamers. So I want to go check out into Zoom here and actually zoom in on the cops. Let them know that we're watching them.
Okay, so some of you know me, some of you don't. I don't usually get out.
Anyway, we do have a presence for the police. They're kind of numerous.
Since everybody else is brave enough to, maybe I should too. I'm going to regale you on a story of here in Boston. The short story goes something like this. I left San Francisco looking for things to document communes and the oppression of the homeless. Well, I found both. The communes are few and far between, but they are small groups out there trying to work and live together. Peace, love, and harmony, growing gardens. And of course, on the other hand, you have the oppression of the police state always standing over you. And every time there's a homeless man sitting on a corner trying to just get enough to survive for the day, maybe he needs his medication, maybe he can't afford medication, so he's gone to drinking, or maybe worse, maybe not worse, maybe it's drugs, something a little heavier for him, but it solves the pain, physical anguish, mental anguish. I've seen it from soldiers and just your generally deprived general citizen that isn't taken care of here in this country. What I think needs to be done is a communication that we all are brothers and sisters, and we should love one another. We should be able to get past that indifference of color, race, creed, religion. We should all be able to believe what we want and not be oppressed upon. And if we have some sort of mental or physical disease trying to live on the corner of the streets of America, the police should be kind enough to give us some shoes maybe or a little food. And if they can't do that, fuck them. Give me a buck. A buck. A buck. Yeah. I want to go on. As my journey rounded back to San Francisco, I was glad to see all my friends and family were here. And the gathering of the tribes is coming back together, and there are so many of you here. I love every one of you, and I want to thank all of you for showing up. Peace, love, and solidarity.
I'm looking for low-key riders. Is there a low-key rider? I tell you about it. Can I photograph you? You want to look at the camera? We were over there when they were speeding up the Occupy. And I think